All right, welcome to the UPL Season 11 Midseason PRs hosted by Kraft and T4U.
Hello.
See, this time I didn't make you superior.
That's right. Well, this time I'm not superior anymore.
So the rundown is we're going to very quickly just look at the old PRs. Then we'll go over very quickly the standings, and then we'll actually start from the bottom up and actually do actual PRs because people complained that we went in order and then did PRs last time.
We're also going to mention any trades the team has gone through since we did our preseason PRs and mention how we think that affects the team, if we think it made it better or worse. But it's not the only factor in if your team moved up, down, or didn't move at all.
Yeah, so we are going to bring in how the season has been treating you so far into effect. So your skill isn't really going to be accounted for, but it's just in general, how have you been this season?
Yeah, so your skills as displayed in the past 6 battles, not overall. So
Yeah.
I might know you're really good from before this, but if you haven't shown me that this season, it's not factored in.
And of course, we have to say the obligatory, this is our opinions, it's not a fact.
Oh no, these are facts. This one
Oh,
can
right, this
mat
is
me
the
though.
official. This is the official one, of course.
That's right. This one's for
Uh,
real.
but yeah, so with that, let's quickly get into the old PRs. So for me, going from bottom to top, I had Zico, Darkington, Shane, a Remedy, Gators, Kronos, Blitz, Midi, myself, Kappa, JK, Wailing Pen, DZ Band, Pup, Bucks, and then at number one, T4U.
Then so going mine bottom to top, we had Big Shane, Zico Fool, Darkington, Gators, a Remedy, Kronos, Blitz, Midi, Pup, Craft, DZ Band, Kappa, Wailing Pen, JK, T4U, and Bucks. And I think right here's a good place to point out that when we did these preseason rankings, Blitz was not a coach. That was the person who
Yes.
dropped right away. So Blitz wasn't
Yeah,
ranked based on the team that they have now. They were based on the team that had been dropped at the end of draft.
correct. And then as for how everyone's looking right now, so right now we just finished week 6. So in the lead, the top 3 spots are Midi, Kappa, and Zico. And then at the bottom, we have DZ Band and Kronos. Interesting to note that the bottom 2 are in the same division, and then 2 of the 3 tops are in the same division. So that's going to be a fun race to watch for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, nobody is out yet. Not a single person has been eliminated.
Yeah,
It's actually not even statistically possible to be eliminated by week
right.
6. But some people have got a serious uphill battle going forward.
Yeah, because anything can happen in the next 6 weeks. And you still have 2 weeks to make trades as well. So anything can happen.
Yeah, at this point in the season, if something you drafted isn't pulling its weight, now might be the time to think about getting rid of it. Talk to your other coaches, see if there's anybody that they're trying to get rid of. Now's the time to bail.
All right. With that, let's get right into it. So currently, so this time I guess we should mention, we kind of averaged the PRs into one together instead of 2 separate PRs, just so that it's easier here. But at the bottom, number 16, this time we have DZ Band. So
Yeah, so
DZ has
I,
made 3 trades. Regirock was swapped for Cradley, Dusknoir was traded for Masquerain, and Cartana was changed for Aegislash.
I don't hate these trades. I think overall they're about even. I like the Age of Slash. I'm not a huge fan of Cradillion Masquerain, but I wasn't really a huge fan of Regirock and Dusk Noir either.
Yeah.
I think it hurts that they're losing quite a bit of speed there, but honestly, Age of Slash is so versatile and strong that I think it might be worth it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much been it. Only thing is, of course, missing out on a fire. Well, no, you still have the core. Forgot about Cradley. It's just that not noticeable. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't think
Currently,
the quality of the team has shifted up or down at all. I just think, unfortunately, the battle record is not backing it up at the moment. This is one of those teams that we really liked at the start. Let me see. Where did I have DZ Band at?
we
I had
had
them
them
at
pretty
sixth
mid, yeah.
overall. So, higher end of the middle of the pack. I like the team on paper, and I just, in play, it has not held up to that. Going 1-5 with the tied for the worst record in the league. So that unfortunately, that team's going to backslide down to 16th ranking at this point.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't think there is anything else that we can really say. Yeah. So I guess with that, let's move on to number 15, uh, a remedy. A remedy has also made 2 trades, changed out Colossal for Magmar, which this was, I guess, also already happened during week 0, now that I'm seeing it. But yeah, so since week 0, nothing really happened. Just, again, not doing the hottest in battles.
Yeah, they haven't fallen that far. They lost 3 places, but they're not doing too bad. 2-4 is still a very salvageable record.
Yeah,
Um,
we've definitely seen people at this stage make it to playoffs before. So there's
Easily.
definitely, yeah, you can definitely do it.
Yeah, we've
It's
seen a
it's
lot of
just
cool
gonna be
stuff out of
tough.
these mons. Just nothing that's really claiming victories. Just things that are cool in the battle and not claiming the overall win.
Yeah, I don't think we really have anything else to say, do we?
Not
uh,
for this one. No, not kind of. I want to see some power plays out of this team. We know they're possible. These mons have the ability to do it. I want to see it.
yeah. With that, we're going to go to number 14, which is Darkington's team. So since week 0, there has been a single trade which just happened, and that is Delmise was dropped for Poltegeist.
Backwards. They had Poltergeist. They dropped that for Delmise.
Whatever.
Um,
Technicalities.
I don't love that trade because I think Poltergeist and Volcarona were the 2 things that really made this team terrifying, and you've taken one of those away. And I don't think this team
Yeah.
needed another slow, bulky support mon.
Yeah, Delmise is very slow. You lost like 60, I believe, speed somewhere, something like that. It's a decent speed drop. And then Poltegeist is great at setup, which could have been a great sweeper for you.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the Poltergeist come and actually pull off a Shell Smash set
Yeah,
at
because the
least once before
Poltegeist
it
wasn't even
disappeared.
used at all.
No, it never came to a match.
So yeah. Um,
I have seen some cool things out of Mega Aggron. Um, Volcarona's been pretty cool. Mandibuzz, I think, has been the most consistent mon on this team so
I mean,
far.
Mandibuzz is a great mon. So yeah.
I think Gothitelle right now is not pulling the weight the way it should be. That's a lot of points you've sunk into a mon that's not doing anything at the moment.
Yeah, let's see. I think that's pretty much it for what we can say here. Other than you should have given me Lantern. But that's a personal thing that we'll definitely get to. But yeah. So with that, let's move on to number unlucky 13, which is Kronos. Kronos has made 1 trade since week 0, and that is he gave up Seismitoad to get Durant.
He almost beat me just with this Durant. This Durant was a great trade. This was an
Durant's a great
excellent
mon.
kind of glow up for him. And Durant it's one of those Pokemon where it's either going to win you the game or it's going to miss at a crucial moment and do
Oh yeah.
absolutely nothing. But I still think it's better than Seismitoad.
Yeah, Seismitoad definitely was not working on this team, but Durant is great at setup. um, though Kronos does not have the best record right now. He has second worst technically.
Tied for first, right?
Yeah,
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 but 1-5.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
think all the Mons are good. I think Kronos is actually using them relatively well. I think he's just not using them as well as he could, and it's pulling him back. In a lot of matches, he's coming close to winning,
Yeah,
but
the
he's
scores
not
definitely
quite
are
getting
very
a win.
close, except for, two. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he only lost to me by, I think,
one.
Raibambi had like, well, it was only one Mon, but Raibambi only had like 3% HP left when it won.
Yeah,
So he's
very, very
coming close.
close.
He's just not getting quite there.
All right. With that, we go to the next team. My personal favorite team, of course. It's my own team.
No, this team is garbage. I should have put this at 16.
Yeah. So there's been 3 trades. We got rid of Mian Shao to get Nihilego. We traded out Manectric, which I never liked to begin with, for Rotom Frost, which I don't know how I feel about this one. And then an interesting one, Drapion for Zoroark.
I like 2 of these 3 trades. I don't love Drapion for Zoroark. I don't think Zoroark is doing what you're going to want it to here.
It
But
probably won't.
I love dropping Manectric for Rotom Frost. I don't think you've lost anything there, and I think you've gained a lot of really good positives. And then I'm kind of 50-50 on Mian Chao for Nihilego. I think it's fine one way or the other. I think you're more likely to get wins out of Nihilego though.
Yeah, I wasn't liking how Mian Shao was going. I did not realize how frail it was. Which is,
Oh yeah, it's made out of wet paper towels.
yeah, and yet it has regenerator, which is why I hated it. Which is why I wanted to get rid of it. Then Manectric, I didn't like it. It was not my first pick anyways. My first pick for that spot was Lantern actually, but someone stole it from me.
There
So
were like 15 electric types in tier 5 that
yeah,
were worse than Lantern but better than Manectric. So I don't know what you were doing.
I was going for the lightning rod. But yeah,
Ah,
yeah, yeah. There was a huge fight in my head between actually Zebstrika and Manectric during draft because Zebstrika also has Sap Zipper, and I was like, that's really good. But
yeah, that wouldn't have been bad. Or Togedemaru, I
that
think,
was
went
another one.
undrafted as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. There was definitely a lot of thoughts about what I could have gotten. I didn't really like a lot of them, but yeah, Zorg, not also my first pick. I tried to steal your Skunk Tank, but
Yeah, if
yeah,
you had something better to offer than
yeah.
Manectric, maybe.
But yeah, so there was a lot of thoughts about what to do there. Um, Not much we can say. Uh,
Yeah.
I did get very unlucky week 1 with the
Oh
Hydro
man,
miss,
that's
which
oh,
has
that hurt to watch.
terrorized me quite a bit. That game definitely would have gone quite a bit different.
Stop
Um,
running Hydro Pump. Run
I
Surf.
mean, I stopped after that, but yeah.
I think so far Empoleon has been your
Oh,
most
Empoleon is
consistent mon. It's been doing
beautiful.
great.
Empoleon is
Oh yeah, look at that over
beautiful.
there. 8 kills. Nothing else has more than
It's
2,
literally
but
what
Empoleon has
destroyed
8.
Shane. Shane has nightmares now of Empoleon. Um, but yeah, it's definitely been putting in a lot of work. It's beautiful. And then, I also got terrorized last week by Indeedee, which made me not do anything.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so pretty though. I'm still mad I don't have Indeedee. That was entirely my fault.
But yeah, so I definitely got terrorized 2 weeks. But other than that, I think it's like pretty fair on how I'm doing. Um, Though I have been relying on Togekiss quite a bit, I will say.
Yeah, you've got other good Pokemon in here. Start
Yeah,
using them.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I noticed it during week 6. I'm like, oh, I'm relying on Togekiss too much, which is so I
Yeah, if you
decided
need
to
to
stop.
rely on a flinch to win, you're not in a good spot.
Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, I think most of the mons are pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. With that, I guess we'll go to the next team, which is Pup. Uh, yeah,
Pop hasn't made any trades since week 0. So
yep,
they've been sticking with the same team. And on paper, I do like this team. At least the top half, I think, is really, or I guess like half the team, I think, is really good.
yeah.
And I think that's really showing. If you look at the scores for the team, half his team has pretty good records. Half his team has really bad records or hasn't shown up at all.
It's interesting to note as well. I didn't notice this until just now. Pretty much every game is a 3-6 or a 6-3.
Huh.
Did not notice that until just now.
That is weird. Except for the
the week
the,
one.
the first week,
But we don't
the
talk about
the
that.
hydro moment.
We don't talk about that. But yeah, Mudsdale did put in quite a bit of work that week. But yeah. Um, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, no changes, so we don't really have anything to discuss about the team. So we move on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of okay with the way it's working. It's not doing as well as I think it can, especially you've got Corviknight and Kiram both. You can run sub pressure on those every week. It doesn't matter what your opponent brings, and you can just waste all their moves. And both of those things can just sub pressure, roost, pick an attack of choice. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it definitely
And I,
could be doing a bit better, but we obviously don't
yeah,
know. Yeah. Next up is going to be Gators. So Gators has not made any changes as well. Most people haven't made changes, I believe. But yeah. For the most part, he won 2 games, and then recently he's been on a bit of a losing streak. It's been pretty tough games, it looks like.
yeah.
Um,
I think this team's doing about what I expected it would do. I think overall it'll end the season closer to 50-50.
yeah,
But I think this scheme is, like I said in the original PRs, it's held back by the speed. So if you can get ahead of it, or you can put it in a position where the bulk isn't quite strong enough, it's not able to come back from that. And I
and
think
yeah, I
so far
know,
we've seen that.
and I know there was a huge discussion after we posted our preseason PR about speed does or doesn't matter.
Oh
Um,
man,
but I mean, I will say it has so far mattered to me at least in the games I've been playing. So take that with what
yeah.
you
I
will.
mean, like
But
speed
yeah,
is not the end all be all of a battle, but it matters a lot if you're gonna get hit before you kill something.
yeah. All right. With that, we go to what are we on? Number 10? Question mark. Yeah, we are.
Uh,
No, we're on 9 now. It
yes, we
is
just moved on
Mr.
to 9.
Dragon, Mr. Memes, whatever you want to call him. Shane.
I can't believe we're in this position. I can't believe he is 4-2 with a meme team based around a guy who drafts monotype. Or like, I guess he's not monotype. He's never been pure
Yeah,
dragon,
I
but
mean,
he's
to
been
be
all
fair, most
draconic mons.
to be fair, I have heard people that like didn't the fact that they didn't know that he was a dragon say that he's a flying type trainer.
Yeah,
Because
you know,
in the original games that's more true. But yeah,
yeah, I think it's even in the original games. He's got 2 Dragonairs and a Dragonite, so 3 dragons. And then he's got Aerodactyl, Charizard,
yep,
Gyarados, Dragonite, so 4 flying types. Yeah, he would be a flying type trainer.
yep, he's the flying type trainer. This team, I mean, definitely it's been exceeding your expectations, a little bit above mine, because I did have it a little bit higher than most people in the PRs.
Yeah, I
But
put
I
it at
mean,
dead
yeah.
last, and I expected it to stay there.
But I mean, week one he abused Whirlpool Parish song, so he deserves that there. Um,
That was pretty to watch.
but yeah, I mean, when it loses, it loses. I mean,
Yeah, when
that's
it loses hard.
yeah, as seen by Empoleon. But yeah, yeah, I'm gonna keep that for as long as we can. But but yeah, that's pretty much it for this team. It's gonna. I don't think we'll see it in playoffs, but of course, who knows? It's
No,
Shane.
see, I think we will
It's
see it in
Shane.
playoffs, and that's
It's
going to
Shane.
piss me
So
off.
it's Shane. So it probably will make playoffs.
Yeah, I don't
But
think we're
yeah,
going to see any trades. I don't think anything's going to change. I think it's going to keep going exactly the way it is right now, and it's going to squeak into playoffs, and it's going to make me so angry.
it's gonna make everyone so angry. All right. With that, we're going to number 8, which is Blitz's team. This team didn't have trades after Blitz took over, but it did have changes when he took over.
Yeah, it changed
So let's
6
see.
months, I think, or 5
Originally,
months.
it had Noivern, Nihilego, Heatran, Serena, and Azumarill, which have all been removed for Haxorus, Primarina, Fortress, Dracovish, and Politoed. And I know that this was a huge discussion when he took over, because it was literally like right after we posted the video too. Um,
Yeah,
that it's weird. that he kind of got like a small rain core, but no like actual rain setter abilities or anything.
Yeah, I still think this is a weird team. I
Oh, it
don't
definitely is.
I don't love it, but Blitz has been doing some really cool things with it, and I think he got a lot of mileage out of picking up Dracovish right after everyone finished drafting
Yeah, because
because no one
during
was
the
able to counter draft it.
oh yeah, because during the draft, we were all, we all had a gentleman's agreement or gentlewoman's agreement. We said no one's drafting Dracovish. Blitz came in afterwards and is like, I hear nothing about this agreement and took
Yeah,
the
I
Vish.
didn't sign no papers.
So, so there is that, and it's definitely been putting in work. But also, interesting fact: Blitz has 3 of the top 10 mons right now on the stats page. So he is destroying quite a bit. I mean, he did destroy you with Haxorus because
He
Haxorus
really
is
did. Oh
good.
my god, how do you prep for... I was so prepared for a regular Haxorus, and then it wasn't a regular Haxorus, and I got
Yeah, the
dismantled by it.
last 3 weeks, he just completely destroyed his opponents. Um,
Yeah, I
so
mean, if
yeah,
he can keep that up, he only needs 2 more wins to be pretty safe for playoff, 3 to basically guarantee it.
yep. Um, yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
I like.
much it. We can't hold the first. No, the first match he did play. Didn't.
Yeah, no, he's played them all.
Let's play them all. Okay. God, trying to remember. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't like this team on paper, but I like the way Blitz is piloting it. So it's going up in the rankings higher than it would if it had been a week 0 ranking.
oh no, the first match was not played by him.
Was it not?
No, it wasn't because the other person played dipped immediately after.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They lost
Yeah.
and then like left the server in like two
Yeah.
minutes.
Yep. So yeah, we can't hold the first match against him, but
But we
it
will
seems the one
anyway.
time that he lost very heavily, and then all his wins he wins pretty heavily. So
All right.
that's pretty much
So we're
all
gonna
we
have
can
to
say
hope that
there.
that barbarian rage wears off soon.
Oh yeah, we all know about that from D&D. Um, all right. Going to the next one, which is position number 7. We got the Boo Wailing Pen here. So this team has had 3 changes. Garchomp Mega was swapped for Tyranitar Mega. Mimikyu was swapped for Raikou, and Thundurus was swapped for Landorus Therian.
I hate that Garchomp Mega got dropped for Tyranitar Mega. I think Tyranitar Mega is bad. I don't think it fits this team, and I think it's going to be mostly dead weight. But I love the other 2 trades,
Yeah,
so I'm torn on this because Raikou and Landorus T are both great fits for this team.
yeah, I would pretty much agree with that. I mean, I love using Raikou myself. It's an amazing mon. I believe it got some new moves as well in the DLC, so it's really good.
Yeah, I got
Um,
Scald.
yeah, I got Scald, which is beautiful. But and then Landorus Therian, everyone loves to hate it. So yeah,
I think the coolest thing I've seen this team do so far is I really loved the Tapu Fini that came. I think it was this week,
it
and it
was yes.
stole a black sludge from a poison type on the other trainer's team, and then gave it back later in the match. And I think that's my favorite thing that's ever happened
That was
with a
beautiful to
Tapu
watch. I think that
Fini.
was literally like 2 or 3 days ago too. It was beautiful. Yeah, it was great. Obviously, it's not something that you can pull off too many times, but it is great that it happened, especially because it happened against a Mamoswine, and it took a
Yeah, that
band,
was pretty.
and it was great.
Choice Band Fini is the new meta.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much all we can say here. So on to the next team, which is going to be in the 6th position is JK.
So
No changes on this team.
nope. So 3-3 record split right down the middle. I think this team's doing decently well. I don't think it's being used quite as well as it could be, but I think it's doing better than some of the mons on it would kind of have you think. Like Raticate came, it had an assault vest one
Yeah,
week. I
we've
don't.
definitely seen. I mean, we'll talk about it as well later, but Eradicate had an Assault Vest here, and Zico also brought Assault Vest as well.
Oh, did she? Oh, I
Yeah, she
missed that.
did. She did against me.
I don't get Raticate doesn't have the bulk for that vest. And I'm sure there's a reason and I'm sure there's a
It
relevant
was
calc in there
interesting.
that I didn't prep for because it's not my Raticate. But I can't see it.
It was definitely
Uh,
interesting.
JK also had there was one week there was a Specs Florges and the specs got knocked off and then it started like synthesizing and then it had like Reflect on there. I was very confused by that set.
Oh God, I don't know when this was. Yeah. Um,
Uh, But overall, I think Tornadus T has been very solid. It hasn't gotten a lot of kills, but has been a very consistent mon on this team. And I think that and B Drill are gonna kind of bring this team forward. Swampert has been very good, but I think it's probably peaked for the season. And I think Mega B and Tornadus are gonna carry it the rest of the way.
yeah. As well, there was what was it? I think it was this week. Ditto did really well because he
Oh
was able
yeah,
to
Ditto
get
was great.
a danced Gyarados as well. So that was really good. I mean,
Yeah,
Ditto's always good.
you can't dance in front of a Ditto.
Yeah.
You can unless you only have moves that can't kill yourself. You can't dance in front of
I mean, yeah,
Ditto.
you definitely have to play against the Ditto, and then you don't even know if it's coming. Like literally, my whole team was when I went against him was literally anti Ditto, and then it just
Yeah,
didn't show up. So yeah,
Yeah, I have not had to play against JK yet this season, and I actually don't face them
you
at
don't. You're
all in the
good.
regular season. But anytime I play against a Ditto, everything I bring can't
Can't.
kill
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I fully expect to see this team in playoffs. I think it's a really good team. I think this record is a little lower than I expected it to be, and I expect it to come a little bit up higher. I'm going to see slightly higher than 50% and make it into playoffs comfortably.
Yeah, it'll definitely make playoffs. I think pretty much everything from this point we can probably expect in playoffs. Um, I'm not saying anyone's guaranteed a spot, but if we're going to expect anything as how they're currently going, it's probably how it is right now. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I think probably everybody from Big Shane up, I would be comfortable saying that they're going to make it into playoffs. And I'm going to be wrong with at least one of them,
oh yeah, 100%.
but I'm comfortable
Me.
with the assumption that these are going to be, for the most part, our playoff teams.
Yeah, and like we said before, you have 6 weeks left, so like anything can happen. We're not saying anyone's out yet because that's not even possible, but you just have to work a bit. Um, so yeah, with that, we go to the next team. Number 5 is Bucks, who has also made
This,
3 trades, which has made one person break down in tears completely, and that is the fact that Bucks got rid of his Rain Core. So Swampert Mega,
gutted it.
Pelipper, and Ludicolo thrown out the window for Altaria Mega, Milotic, and Scyther. Scyther is such a weird pick because he already has Scizor.
I love it. I didn't realize he already had
I didn't
Scizor
realize
when
it
I
when he sent
first
it to
realized he
me.
had Scyther. And I was like, wait a minute.
When he
This is
sent it to
great.
me, I didn't even notice. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm just inputting data, whatever, whatever. And then like a week ago, I'm looking. I'm like, why does this guy have both of them?
They're
So yeah,
so different. I mean, the only thing they really share is the bug type and the fire weakness. Everything else is just
yeah.
completely changed.
I do like the fact that he took Milotic. That is a great mon that I've been meaning to use
Yeah.
for so long now. Um,
I think overall, on paper, this team is now worse than it was without Rain. But Buck himself said that he wasn't able to use Rain. So I
yeah,
think this team is going to work better now because the person in charge of it is more comfortable with what they got.
yeah, definitely. Because what he did it for week 6. I mean, his week 6 battle, which is the first week that without rain, he definitely did a lot better than his other matches. So we can kind of already see it.
Yeah, and he already got some good mileage out of both the Milotic and the Altaria Mega. So he's using his new toys.
Yeah. So he will definitely be doing a bit better now than he was those first 5 weeks or so. With that,
Yeah,
let's
this
go
is a
on
team.
to yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
I would say this is the team that I am very confident is going to make playoffs just because now I think we've really hit the point where this is a coach who's very comfortable with what they've drafted and is really kind of ready to go forward with it.
Yeah. All right. The next team, probably the worst team here.
Oh, this
Uh,
is absolutely the worst game.
it's T4U's team in the fourth position. No changes. Um, this guy
Not for a
was
lack of effort.
he's
You tried to
been
steal my
yeah
skun tank.
yeah tried to steal the skunk tank, yeah. Um, I mean, most of your match somewhere. I mean, your week 3, 4, and 5 matches were fairly close. It seems. Um, other than that, the other three have been complete wins or losses. Uh,
Yeah, this team is all in or all out.
yeah.
Um, I've had my butt saved by Ribombi twice now. Both times it came to a match, or 2 out of the 3 times it came to a match, it ended up completely saving the game and turning it around. Which is not why I drafted it, but I'm glad that's what's happening with it.
What was it? Was it no, it wasn't this one. Okay. Yeah. Um yeah, no changes, so not really that much to talk about here.
No, I'm happy with it. I am still kicking myself. When I faced Midi, I had Banded Frostlass, and I was ready to roll. And like 2 minutes before the match, I was like, "No, no, I've got to be Scarf in case he gets a Dragon Dance off." And I switched, and then his Zygarde lived a hit that I would have outsped anyways. And the Zygarde ended up being the deciding factor in the game, and I'm still mad about it. And it's been 3 weeks.
All right. So the next three coaches all have a 5-1 score currently. Um so yeah. So they're the top 3, but the third one is going to be Zico, and it's mainly because we don't like the team.
Wow, just way to
I
rip
mean,
off the
Zico
Band-Aid
knows.
there.
Zico knows. We already said all the bad stuff before, but yeah.
I don't know. You just might have added to it a little bit. You're gonna give her a complex.
Well, she already destroyed me week. What was it? Week 3.
Oh, I see.
That's
This is
okay.
this is revenge.
Yeah, I give the verbal revenge, not the physical. But yeah. No changes to the team. Still lots of Eviolite. Still very annoying. Uh, but
Yeah, this team is hilarious. Every week it shows up, something new shows up, and I'm just like, you can do that? It's very fun to watch, but I can't imagine having fun facing it, and I don't face it, so haha.
and I believe currently Zico has the current stats MVP, which I believe is Deontay Mega.
Yeah, 12-2. I would be amazed if anybody was
Yeah.
topping that.
Um, so yeah, it's definitely been carrying some games. Um, but yeah, most of the games are fairly big wins, I would say. I mean, you got 6-1,
Yeah,
6-1, 6-2. So yeah, definitely
yeah.
big wins.
There's a lot of Pokemon on here that are just they're not getting killed. Like they'll take very little damage
Well,
from
when
attacks.
half of your drafted mons have Eviolite,
Right, and
yeah.
you'd think someone would take advantage of that. Like this team is not particularly knockoff resistant, but we haven't really seen a lot of that kind of getting spread around on them.
Yep.
So
Yeah, so for the next
yeah,
two teams, uh, they're pretty even, I would say, in power before we go and jump into them. But what was the deciding factor was actually the head-to-head match that they had.
yeah, you can call these 1A and 1B if you want, but because MIDI lost the head to head, MIDI is in our number 2 slot.
Yeah, so you shouldn't
Um,
have lost MIDI. That's on you.
right, yeah. I mean, I don't know what you expect us to do. You tied our hands.
So yeah, doing pretty good, and I think that loss as well was just a bad roll, if I remember
Was it?
correctly.
Which one was that?
This
That
was his week
was
2.
versus Kappa.
If it was just 1% more damage, he would have had it. He could have had it.
Oh, I'd have to go back and
Yeah,
watch
it's on
that
your notes.
replay.
It says,
Is it?
Nasty Plot Mew goes on a spree. Scarf Rose Raid gets the low roll, which costs Smitty the comeback.
Ah, okay. Well, I did take notes at one point. That was a while ago, though.
Yeah. So almost had it. You could have had it. That's on you.
Yeah, you could be 6-0.
Should have
I
rolled the
mean,
better dice. Come on, man.
yeah,
Uh,
should have given you Roserade Miracle Grow.
so yeah, no changes to the team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think this is a solid, bulky team. I think my single favorite moment of the entire season came from this team when Clefable belly drummed and then just sent that away with Baton Pass over to Mega Scizor. And It didn't end up sweeping. It only got, I think I got 2 kills and then like took most of a Skarmory's health. So it didn't win the game outright, but that's definitely one of those like butt cheeks clenched moments when that happens to you.
Yeah. Definitely has been a fairly scary team, and he's definitely been showing us why he won last season. Most of the games as well are, 6-1. You got 3 games that are like 6-1.
Yeah, I
So,
will gladly take my 1-0 loss to him, which
yeah,
did come down to a roll. It was very heavily in his favor,
yeah.
but it did come down to a roll that he won.
And then currently, our number one position is Mr. Aussie, Mr. Cuppa.
Wow, you just went straight off MIDI like he's not also
He's
Mr.
not.
Aussie.
Well,
Kronos is way back there, just like, ow, wait, no.
no, he gets the title because he's number one in our PRs. He earned the
Oh,
title now.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
He earned
That,
it. He
that's
stole
my
the Mr.
excuse.
Aussie pin.
That's my excuse now. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. Again, no changes to the team. And again, 3 matches where he went 6-1, and then his one loss, he only lost by one. So he's definitely doing really well.
Yeah,
Um,
I think this is a really good team with some really solid mons, and I think he's getting really good mileage out of Mew and Charizard in particular.
yeah,
But everything so far has shown that it is useful. Even Regice to a degree, which I don't love, and I think that's the weak point. If something was going to go, it should be one of your 50 base speed ice types, and Regice is the worst of the two. So I think if there's any changes to be made, it's going to be there. But apart from that, I love this team. It's doing really well.
yeah. I mean, it's not really had any changes, so I can't really say much. Um, but
I
yeah.
love the way that Charizard Y has been being used in this. We've seen a lot of substitute sets. We
Oh
saw a
yeah,
Flame Charge set, which was really cool. Um, I think that's a mon that most people don't see as anything other than kind of haha fire go burr.
yeah,
And Kappa's getting some good mileage out of other moves.
yeah. Um, and that's pretty much our PR. Any final comments we want to make, other than again
Yeah,
reiterating, there's still 6 weeks left. Things can change. If you're in the bottom half, you can still make it to the top half. You can still make.
right.
Anyone can make playoffs. It's anyone's game, and you still have two
If we
weeks to make
all team
trades.
up on Kappa right now, we can guarantee Kappa doesn't make playoffs. So let's do that.
Yeah.
Also, this is the time of the year or the time of the season where if you miss a battle or you don't update your spreadsheet,
Yeah. As a
this is when
reminder.
you get a loss, and this is when you lose playoffs. You lose your playoff slot because you got a loss there.
Yeah. So this is. I mean, I technically say honeymoon phase is over after like week 3, but I'm very nice, and it's after week 6.
You have been absurdly nice. I
Yeah.
have wanted to dish out
I've been
forfeits for 3 weeks.
so busy. I've had to be nice because I just haven't been paying attention. But yeah, um, I do hand out losses like Oprah hands out free stuff. If you don't update, so update. It's not that hard. Do it during the battle if it's that bad. But yeah. So you got to
But
do
yeah,
it. And again, it's anyone's game. Don't get discouraged. And again, this is just our, fact. This is official, so don't get discouraged.
right. Yeah, there's no opinions here. Everything we stated was certifiable fact, even if we contradicted ourselves at some point in it.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much all we got to say. Uh,
All right. I look forward to the rage and death threats.
yeah, we're definitely gonna have some fun, fighting off the angry mob. But yeah, that has been the official PRs by Craft and T for you. So thanks.
All right.
Hey everyone, Craft here, post recording the video. So I actually cut off T for you at the end, so I'm just going to talk about what he said right at the end, which is that we plan to do another PR week 12, so after the season has ended, but before playoffs, and we'll be going over just how the season went and how playoffs looks. So we will see you again soon.